All right, we the Hebrew Israelites. We're coming to you week in and week out. Prophesy the death, downfall, and destruction of this wicked place called Babylon. You know, but first and foremost, we want to give all praise to
Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, rawchaa, qadash.
We want to give double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of all Israel and rule well.
That's right.
Honors to Akim across the four winds, doing this work of truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we wanted to get in a little prophecy today, so we're going to jump into Joel 3 and just break it down from there.
Joel chapter 3. Joel 3 and 9. Matter of fact, Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahawah and will lead and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
That's right. And that's a prophecy of things that are coming to pass, man. The Most High is going to gather all nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat, man, as we call Yahawah, meaning the Most High's judgment, man. And there it says that he's gonna plead with all flesh, man. And how is he gonna? How does the Most High plead with all flesh? He don't come down here and stick his hands out with chocolates and roses asking please, man.
It's Isaiah.
Can I throw this in there too, real quick? Just to, and I'm like the brother mentioned, man, because right now you got these fake Khazars building this big old case against Jake, man. All right, bearing false witness and being the accuser. With that being said, man, the dispersion of the Israelites was actually at the hand of these people, man. It was at the hand of the so-called Khazarian Jews, man. So once again, the Bible is condemning you as you try to paint yourself the victim. You victimized these people, you know, for centuries. Now you want some sort of sympathy for being a liar? Man, hell no.
And that's why the Most High is talking about gathering all the nations in Yahawah. And you're seeing that now. Who's in Syria, man? You got Russia already there. You got Turkey. You got the U.S. You got the Assyrians, man. You know, it's high time, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 34 and 1. Come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi.
And what's indignation, real quick, brother?
His anger.
Right, righteous anger.
For the indignation of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
So righteous, he's the Lord, not to butt in, but the Lord has righteous hatred for all of you nations that are against his people, man. All right.
And another thing is, it said all their armies, man. That means the Most High ain't with you Jakes coming together and banding together, man. Vengeance is his, man. That stupid nigga shit y'all doing, like the brother brought out when we was linked up before camp, man. That's carnal, man. You know, he said the Most High said he hates all armies, man. So what are you doing banding together, man? You know, we have to wait patiently, man. Wise as serpent and harmless as doves, man.
Let's go into the Most High gathering all the nations. Gathering all the nations' militaries. You know what I'm saying? To destroy them, man. Because at the end of the day, there will be no military on the planet Earth besides the nation of Israel, man. You see? Ain't no nation gonna have no fighting force to come up against the nation of Israel. The Most High is gonna do away with all that when Yahawashi returns, man.
That's right.
You see?
No learning of war. You want me to grab that real quick?
Go ahead, let that brother get his piece in.
Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. That's gonna happen in the valley of Yahawashi, man. That's this great war as well. That's gonna happen, man. All the nations are gonna be gathered together in the Middle East, and the Heavenly Father Yahawah, through Yahawashi, the only begotten Son, the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, he's gonna destroy every nation's military on this planet Earth, man.
You know what's one of the best things about this truth, man, is that the Most High is never wrong. So as we get inch closer to this thing, to watch some of these, because I spoke on a little earlier, you know, to watch these prophecies play out, especially for brothers who have been in this thing for a long time. It's beautiful, man. This is a beautiful time to be alive, to be a brother in this truth, man. Because you watching the Most High do his thing. You know what I'm saying? As the famine of the word approaches and these plagues approach, I'm, as scary as it is, it's exciting, man. It's validating. Because you know that you're not doing this in vain. But you got more on that, bro?
It's a just mercy of the Most High, man. Edifying your spirit, man, like the brother's talking about right now. When you get to see the things that you're sacrificing for pan out, man. It's the saying we always bring out, man. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, man. So when you see these things come to pass, man, you're not supposed to fear, man. You're supposed to rejoice, man.
I got a piece of it.
Go ahead, bro.
This is, so Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39 and 16. All the works of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commandeth shall be accomplished in due season. Meaning what? All the prophecies of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi are going to come to pass, man. That's what the Most High says. What his word does not go out void. Everything the Most High said was going to happen is going to happen, man. You see? Ain't no what if and this might happen. No, man. Whatever said in these scriptures, according to the prophecies, according to the word of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, is going to happen. There is nothing else.
To roughly paraphrase too, man, and the Lord, his words don't come back to him void, man. All right, so like the brother said, whatever the Most High has laid out in place, whether future prophecy or past, it has either come to pass or will come to pass. It's a very simple thing to understand, but we can't lean on our own understanding. Trust the Most High, because when man leans on his own understanding, you going astray, man. You bound to go off. That I feel spirit gotta go. Well, I think. Well, I don't believe. The Most High don't care what you believe, man. He don't.
I'd accept to land back, both of y'all.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
This is Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahawah is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Meaning what, man? When this word come out, it discerns what you're really about, man. You see, all you people who claim to believe in this truth, when this word come out, you're supposed to agree with it if you believe in this Bible, man.
Right.
But these scriptures prove, the word of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi proves that the majority of the planet Earth does not believe in the Bible, man. Because when we bring out the truth, you feel, oh no, that's the wrong interpretation. Oh no, that's not going to happen. Oh no, this. Oh no, that.
Right.
You see, but y'all claim to believe in the Bible. And all we're doing is reading out of the scriptures.
Right.
So the words and the words of the Most High is a discerner of your thoughts, man.
Right.
The proof that you really don't believe in these scriptures, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
You don't. Most of you people don't. Did you have more? Okay. I got a step 2 for you, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, this brother had this.
This is some more Joel.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near.
That's right.
Let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. And that's what's going on with these smaller nations, man. Like Iran, all these nations that would have never thought to come up against America. They're standing up and tightening up their belt. Like, man, hey, do what you do.
Right.
You see, a nation that would have never thought to do that 5, 10, 20 years ago, they're standing up because that's the spirit of the Most High. That's the prophecies coming to pass, man.
Right.
You see,
which is why Edom is normally, when Esau does that, they punk a nation out. And they get what they want out of the situation. And these last couple little conflicts that the U.S. has tried to kick off, they basically been punked out and had to leave like a scolded dog with their tail between their legs. Because normally they would just, like the brother said, they just go to Iran, flex a little bit, blow some shit up, and then they would get what they want. But hey, these nations was like, man, keep fucking around.
And another thing is, these nations, they seen how you did your own brother Jacob, man. And the Most High put it on their spirit that they're not going to go down like that, man. Right. You could go on YouTube right now and you think we talk about hate speech. You got little kids in Iran with AKs, man. Talk about death to America, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's on their spirit, man. That's the Most High, man.
Right.
You know, and they talk about it to you, man. If you're cool with some of these heathens, you know, they talk about it to you, man. They're not going to go through the same slavery under Esau that we did, man. Not to say that they're not going into slavery under Jake, but it's a totally different spirit, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You ain't pucking them out.
Obadiah 1 and 2.
Yep.
Behold, I have made, matter of fact,
Yep.
Obadiah 1 and 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
Greatly despised, man. After you went confederate with these heathen, Esau, you turned your back on him, man. You ain't paying the debt, man. And we talk about the debt that you owe the Most High, but you owe a debt to these heathens, man. You know, who owns most of the U.S.'s debt, man? China, man.
China and Russia.
China and Russia, man. You know, I'm pretty sure Ammon's just waiting to get back at you for them nukes you dropped on him, man.
Of course you are.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Most High talking about, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, so before you come at Jake and say we're hate speech and all that, look, hey, you got to look at yourself, man.
Go look at your
Who's
history,
the real
man.
cancer?
Right.
Who's the cancer of the earth, man?
History, like
Jakes did not create a nuclear bomb and then drop it on a nation, man.
Just to see
We
how
went off,
devastating it
but
was.
we ain't do that shit, man. You know what I mean?
That's what happened when we
And I was watching this thing on Chernobyl, man, and the thing about Chernobyl exploding is it contaminated the land for hundreds of thousands of years, but yet you still let your people live there, man. You know what I mean? When Chernobyl exploded, they had to kill all the fucking animals that were were in that part of the Ukraine, man. So not only are you killing people, but you're destroying everything, man. All the elements, everything, man. So you're the cancer of the earth, man.
I got to separate. Or you still got something?
I finished that before.
Okay, come. Just to land back off what the brother was reading, you know, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And it reads, Woe unto thee, Babylon and Asia! Woe unto thee, Egypt and Syria! Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack, with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Going along with that Joel, the 3rd chapter, man.
I was just about to say that, man. Everything tied together, man.
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you. What is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble, when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer, and the mighty Yahawah sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall cast thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Yahawah shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof, the sea riseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fish thereof also, before Yahawah, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, and his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
And that lets you know it's talking about Babylon the Great. You know, that whole thing is talking about Babylon, America, man. Because the arrows that the Most High shooteth is going to be shot from the east to the west, man. Because Babylon is the only nation prophesied in the scriptures to be completely destroyed, man. And that's what that's going into right now. You see?
Talk about the arrows that don't miss. If I may add, just this week, the RT came out and talked about the avant-garde ICBM. And it's the best ICBM that the Russians have. It's the most advanced ICBM in the world. It goes 27 times the speed of sound, and it maneuvers in the atmosphere in order to basically juke out a fucking interceptor system to try to blow it up in the atmosphere, man. And that's the Most High, man. An arrow that don't miss.
And that goes into Joel 2.
Right.
Joel 2 is all about the ICBM missiles, man. And it says the same thing that brother just said. And I put an article out. I did a video on. I did a video on that article from the New York Times talking about the same thing, man. That what is being described, these avant-garde missiles, they're being described just like the prophecy say what happened, man. They shall fall upon the sword and shall not be hurt, man. You see? that sword is talking about that missile defense system, man.
Right.
These ICBMs are not going to be able to be stopped, man.
Which to just to add point to what you brothers are saying, about 3 years ago, the U.S. military already admitted that if Russia was to launch their missiles that they had then, Satan and Satan Jr.
Yeah, the Patriot system is shitty.
That's what they basically came out and said. The Patriot system couldn't stop a nuclear attack from Russia or China.
And now that's common news.
That there was no way under the sun that they could stop the attack. That it would strike wherever they wanted to strike, and that would be that. And they admitted that they didn't have the technology to fuck with it.
But you have the pride of Esau for this nigga Donald Trump. In that same article I brought out, last night I think, this motherfucker said if they got into a new arms war with Russia, they will win, man. And that's the prophecy. And that's the pride of Esau, man, because the prophecies don't say that America's gonna win this new arms race, man.
It's not.
And they're already losing. Just to
Turkey doesn't
want.
Turkey doesn't even want the F-35. That's the most advanced fighter plane the U.S. has, and the reason the U.S. won't sell that plane to them is because the Turkey purchased the Russian T-500, which is better than the U.S.'s Patriot missile defense system, man. They're building up, man.
Not that the F-35 is like 25 years outdated, isn't it?
No, it's the newest one.
No, it's the brand newest fighter from Lockheed.
The F-22.
The 22.
Yeah, the 22 is old, but they still use it.
But didn't they say that the 35 is like it's got poor maneuverability, which is why
it's the best one. All the nations trying to get it.
Okay. That's what we're breaking down right now. And the reason Turkey ain't getting it is because Russia has the best missile defense system on the planet with the T-5 600, man.
Because the thing is,
they don't want to give you the tech so that the Russian T-500 can fucking, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So it'll be
that's that ambassador, man.
It'll be easier for the S-400 to be able to track the S-400. It'll be easier for the S-400 to track the F-35 if it's integrated into Turkey's system, man. Because you doing training with this S-400 with the F-35. Now you putting all the maneuvers in the S-400 to be able to track it even better, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's called machine learning programming, man. Esau, you being figured out, man.
Because what you have to understand is with this military shit, every piece of equipment is on a battle network.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You see, every piece of equipment is on the battle network. The jets, the land vehicles, the ships, it's all on the battle network.
Artillery, all that, man.
Everything.
The Humvees, all the armor personnel carriers, all connected, man.
And they show you that. You know, if you brothers, I don't know
through Nippernet, man.
Right. Yep. I was gonna tell you, and they give you examples of that, like little baby examples.
My bad.
My bad. In many video games.
It was one of those weird names.
They show you that shit in Call of Duty. They show you that's how it works in games like Ghost Recon.
What's that?
How that system, being logged into a central network, having a central network for all your equipment.
Yep.
And on Battlefield, man, where they're logged in, you always trying to get it. Who do them niggas calling when some shit is hitting the fan? You got to get your radio, man. Who they calling?
So and the thing is this: if all right, say America gives Turkey the S-35,
right?
I mean the F-35. They might as well give it to Russia because you have the S-400 and the F-35 on the same system. Now, all the flaws, all the cons, it's in this system in Russia. And what you think Turkey's gonna do?
The internet packets are being sent to the same network, man.
Because
the internet packets are being sent to the same network. So you know what I mean?
But the thing is this: the S-400s that Turkey just purchased, they're being operated by Russian operatives, man.
Stationed in Turkey.
Because what? All the programs are written in Russian, man.
Right.
So Russia sending their troops over there to operate these systems, man. You see?
They're not giving them now, it's not like they just gave them to Turkish.
Just for free.
Just gave them
and to tie it back into the scripture, man, that's them backdoor dealers have caught up with you is our point, Esau.
Right.
You can't keep arming the people that you go to war with, man. Just look what happened when Trump made the soldiers leave Syria, man. What happened? The Russian mercenaries came in and took all that data, all that PII, all that bullshit you talk, man, and they have it now. So the Most High has to do away with you because you're a danger to yourself, man. Like the police say about Jake, man. He's a danger to others and himself, man. And that's what you are, Esau.
At the end of the day, Esau's in the trick bag.
Yeah, man. It's a never-ending trick bag, man.
Because these international bankers don't give a fuck who has the weapons. They just want the power. And
Exactly.
they pulling the strings.
They're making the money.
Yeah, and they making the money. So they pulling the strings from behind the scenes anyhow.
So I got to get back in these scriptures.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joel chapter 3, verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war come near. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come all you heathen nations. You see? And gather yourselves together round about. Go ahead.
And you see that right now, man. What's been going on in the past 3 or 4 months in the news, man? Who's beating their chest like the scriptures say, man? Iran, man. You know?
Because Iran knows they got Russia.
Is it not like every 3 days in the news, man? Like we share articles together as Akim, you know, and something to do with Iran, man. They were a small nation, man. In the 80s, if you asked the U.S. is Iran a threat, people would have laughed at you, bruh. But they're being built up, man.
And you know why? Because Esau know that Iran is going to fulfill biblical prophecy.
Yeah.
That's why
Pursuit of the bear, and
that's why they're hesitating the way they are to go into Iran, because they know once they go into Iran, this shit gonna pop.
And Russia and China are getting involved.
Let's go.
ASAP. They get involved ASAP because going in, you American
I'm glad we started in Joel.
bike helmet wearing soldiers, hear me out. When your military decides, when the Western militaries decide to go into Iran,
It's green light.
it's gonna be green light on your ass.
Yep.
Because Iran got the backing of Russia and China,
Let's
and
get
they waiting to get at you,
Let's get it.
red-blooded Edomites, man.
God.
They waiting to get at you, soft booty having ass Edomites, man.
This is what we was talking about in Joel and Obadiah, man.
Here we go right here. Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. This is talking about the Russians, man. That's the God, the chief, God, the land of Magog, man. That's talking about the Russians, man.
God.
You see? And say, Thus saith the Lord, Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, behold, I am against thee. Now, why is the Most High against the Russians? Because they're Edomites as well, man. And the Most High tells you in Malachi 1:3, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. He don't give a damn about what you Edomites are calling yourselves. If you're an Edomite, the Most High hates you, man.
And
You
the
see?
power seat is not for you.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's like,
You know, just to give you an example of who these people are real quick. Because some of you people be trying to claim all these other heritage. Nah, man. Your heritage was given to you by the Most High, and they right here.
Yep.
All right?
So Ezekiel 38:3, and say, Thus saith Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran.
Which is Iran.
Because they changed their name from Persia to Iran in 1935, man.
That's right.
Ethiopia, and we see, Ethiopia and Libya, and we seen a couple months ago that Vladimir Putin flew out all the 50 presidents of all the African countries to Russia to have a summit, man. You see? That's prophecy coming to pass, man. They was out there doing all type of weapons deals and everything,
Right.
man.
And how long has Russia been dealing weapons to Africa?
how
long has the
at
US
least,
been dealing?
At least since World War II, man.
See, the heathens have been making cash off of the Hamites anyway. And Ham been destroying themselves, which was also big.
Hey, well, you know it because what do they call the AK-47? The Kalashnikov is the weapon that won the world or the third world, man.
That's the best assault rifle on the market.
on the planet.
Hey, every guerrilla fighter in any third world country uses your weapons, man.
Yeah.
And so you're just making a tomo with the Hamites, man. Pursuing
And Ham's punishment over there, them having all that fuckery going on there, that's a punishment for putting their hands on the Israelites. As much as people don't want to acknowledge that.
because it was a confederacy between the Edom,
Ham and Ishmael.
Ham and Ishmael.
Yeah.
So going back, Ezekiel 38:5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. What is that talking about? Being prepared for war, according to Joel 3, man. Verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
So he's
That's
got
talking
all,
about Turkey.
So he's got all the Ishmaelites in the, or not Ishmaelites, Ishmaelites with him. So you got a whole band. Basically, you've got the heathen coming together, man, to destroy Esau, man.
Yep, because of the wickedness that Esau does in the earth, man. He's giving everybody backdoor deals and all type of wickedness and deceit is going on.
Right.
And these nations are fed up, man. You see, putting sanctions on every fucking body, but the thing is, Ezekiel 38 is going to come to pass, man.
You mind if I jump?
I got
Get you? Go ahead.
Verse 7,
I just got
be
one
thou
for you.
prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So when America makes that move to go into Iran, Russia gonna be right there to back Iran up.
Yep.
Man. You see?
Along with China,
Yep.
probably Africa,
Yep.
and
Yep.
a multitude of nations.
A
from-
multitude, because you also have to realize that the U.S. is the whore of Babylon,
Right.
and all of the whore of Babylon's allies turn, man.
Yep.
Germany, minor and minor,
Right.
France, Spain, all those motherfuckers is turning their back, Esau.
Right. Because so it's gonna be the American, red-blooded American Edomite, okay, along with
The damn Israelis.
the Israelis.
Israeli.
That's
Because
it.
and
That's
that's
all
what
And,
it is.
and maybe Canada, man.
No, Canada just is gonna be.
And maybe,
Canada's-
because they have to do with Russia on the other side.
They're gonna be a
you know-
byproduct. They
You know what I'm
just- they
saying?
just can't escape
Exactly, man. They're one of those whatever nations in this, man.
They're gonna be they just subject to punishment anyhow.
Hey, they just were multiplied for the sword anyway, man.
And you know, man, the Lord will take care of them brothers that are up there, man, Lord willing.
Yep.
Salak, I'm going to just jump back into this second Ezra again, pick it back up at about 14, and it reads, Behold, these plagues are sent. No. You said that was it?
I was asking him.
Oh, Con, no. This is second Ezra 16 and 14, picking back up. Behold,